What's going on, YouTube? My name is Skill87, and today I'm going to be reviewing for the PC Tomb Raider. So, I got this game like possibly 3 weeks ago, and I didn't get to play it because Crystal Dynamics thought it would be smart to not release a PC, in a sense, like, demo or a version of the game so it can be reviewed early to any graphic chip developer. And this is something you cannot do as a game developer. You have to give all the PC graphic chip developers the game early, not for review purposes, but to create drivers for the game. And long story short, the NVIDIA GeForce chips, regardless of the fact that they're powerful as hell, pretty much couldn't play the game because the game had to go through 2 to 3 patches and then 2 to 3 driver updates by the time Tomb Raider was playable. Now that that's all fixed, the game is wonderful. The last 2 driver updates for the NVIDIA GeForce cards like up the performance like 60%. It's fantastic now. But that's then. This review should have been here much earlier. So let's talk about the game review, why I love it, and I thought that Crystal Dynamics did a wonderful job at bringing Lara Croft into the next generation, of gaming. So for those who are unfamiliar with Lara Croft, she is basically, next to Tifa Lockhart, one of the original female icons in gaming. Okay, when she was first introduced, she was known for her large breasts, her big ass, being that she wore her skimpy little pants, and she was just off the hook, off the walls adventurer with her sexy voice, her sexy persona, and the way she just made females look. And a lot of women really female gamers loved Lara Croft. Like, Lara Croft made women look powerful. People cosplayed as Lara even to this day. Okay, these were the PS1 days. Flash forward, Lara Croft goes MIA after the PS2 era. And then comes along Nathan Drake and in a sense steals the adventure crown. Okay? And for all these younger gamers who, have the audacity and nerve to say the new Lara Croft game, new Tomb Raider game is a ripoff of Uncharted, bite your tongue. Okay? Talking about Nathan Drake brought this to the table. Uncharted invented nothing. I love Uncharted. Uncharted is a fantastic series. It is like probably my favorite next generation, this generation of gaming is my favorite series. I love Uncharted. But it invented nothing. It invented nothing. It brought nothing original to the table. And Nathan Drake's more or less a tribute to Indiana Jones. The original adventurer, the original badass adventurer doing the Hollywood shit was indeed Lara Croft. So, sidelines, okay? There is the new Lara Croft is a ripoff of Uncharted. No, it doesn't work like that. So, let's talk about the game itself and why I think it's fantastic. I felt that, they did some straight up, you can tell money was put into this game. You can tell that it was a AAA team, in a sense, wanted to bring you guys a new and improved Lara Croft. First off, she's much younger. This is her first real adventure. No, she doesn't have humongous tits or ass, which is a bummer because I love me some titty. She's very feminine this time and very frail. She's a typical archaeologist. Just a beautiful archaeologist with her wonderful voice. And what happens is they're exploring and they decide, some shit goes wrong. Lara wants to go explore this island. And her entire crew's against it. And she's doing basically they're making like a live a live archaeologist style, reality show. And when they get to this island, they get stranded. And like some kind of storm comes out of nowhere and just fucks shit up. So obviously, the fucking non-taunted and shit. So straight to the point, she has, everyone gets separated. They run into these fucking, these well-equipped, but they're not islanders, but they're just well-equipped, in a sense, they're sailors, who also got trapped there in this island. And both parties are trying to get off the island. And as the game progresses, Lara gets hardened in a sense. She slowly becomes the legend. She becomes the adventurer. She starts killing people, learning to be resourceful, learning how to sneak. She gains all these new abilities. She learns how to fight. She learns how to shoot. And she goes from this frail little flower, and then when you beat the game, you see it with her final quote. She becomes Lara Croft, like the one that we're all so used to. So the game's great, okay? Story's pretty simple. You're stranded on an island, and shit goes downhill. All our friends are dying left and right. Oh my god, fucking Scooby-Doo mystery. It's good. Let's talk about what I really like about the game. On the PC, they did a good job giving PC players a couple things that the console players don't. One of the things is tessellation. Her hair, if you have a high-end PC, you can turn on tessellation, and it makes every single strand of her hair come to life. If you turn it off, she says she has a simple ponytail, which is one object. It's just one object. You turn tessellation on, all her hair becomes individual pieces. When she moves around, her feminine level skyrockets. When you turn tessellation on, her hair looks awesome. It's like the coolest hair I've ever seen in gaming. It's wonderful. I just want to put my fingers through that shit. Her hair is fucking so cool. The game obviously is modernized. So, if it's a third person, it's a game that takes place from a third person perspective, and it's an adventure game, so of course it's going to have a cover system, a melee system, an upgrade system, somewhat of a, EXP system. But that's to be expected from a modern game. If you didn't expect any form of a cover system or anything like that, you don't know what the hell you're expecting. It's an adventure game. But they did it right. This game has combat sections. Okay, there's times you will fight a couple of enemies here and there, but it's not like Gears of War in a sense. No, they keep it simple. She's not a walking army. They don't put wave after wave enemy at her. You fight a couple of enemies here and there, keep it moving. You might fight one or two enemies here and there. You might fight a little wave here and there. That's it. Literally, like maybe you're out of 100% of the game, maybe 20% of that entire experience you're actually in combat. The majority of the game is straight adventure. I love it. The different environments, the awesome weather effects, the real-time events, the different camera angles and how the camera shakes. Every cutscene was interesting. Every interaction she has with the environment, everything she picks up, all the things you gotta look for, everything was interesting. It was an adventure. And that's what I loved about it. It didn't try to top Uncharted. It didn't try to top Gears of War. No, it tried to bring what we loved about the original Tomb Raiders into the modern day era. It's a straight adventure game. You do a lot of climbing, a lot of just exploring and appreciating the luscious island itself. The island is haunted, it's filled with death, but it's beautiful at the same time. And this game is a very dark theme. There are times that even I, at the age of 25, cringed. I was like, whoa. I've been posting up screenshots of the game on my Facebook. It's some bloody shit in this game. There's parts of the game where you will see dismembered enemies. Parts of the game where you see all types of really fucked up shit. Some creepy environments. For those who are unfamiliar with the older Tomb Raider games, they always had a dark theme to them. Tomb Raider's always been very violent. But this one, especially with the modern graphics, it just is great. Fantastic. I love the fact that every combat scene you have, the cover system isn't like you got snaps where you just go up to the wall and she ducks and it's smooth, it's responsive, and if you needed to aim left, from right shoulder to left shoulder, the game does it automatically. The gunplay, everything feels smooth. Okay, nothing feels like it. Nothing was try hard about this game. Yes, there's a melee system. Do you have to use it? No, but it's there, and there's not too much to do with the melee system, but it's there for those who want to fuck with it. There's a experience point system where you earn new skills, though sadly most of which are pretty fucking useless, except your new gear. There are 5 weapons in this game: your pickaxe, your bow, your pistol, your shotgun, your rifle, all of which will be upgraded with things you find. As you progress, you earn skills that allow you to find more resources. Resources are just very, very simple shit. You find a box on the ground, you open it, bam, you have resources. And it's just like, in a sense, like money. That's all it really is. I call it resource. It's money. And you use them as you progress through the game. You earn more upgrades and you use your resources to upgrade your weapon. You can upgrade your pistol, eventually turn into a magnum. Your shotgun eventually turns to a combat shotgun. Your rifle eventually turns into a commando. Your bow, it eventually upgrades into the point where it's like a modern day professional fucking hunting bow. And all your weapons get upgraded very fucking well. And they get some cool ass upgrades. Alternative firing modes, their statistics increase basically, and every time you upgrade your weapon, their appearance changes slightly. So, and as the game progresses, Lara's clothing gets ripped. You know, she started out with zero scar. By the end of the game, her body's completely scarred up. Her clothes are half freaking ripped off. Her face is beat up. There's the amount of detail to her weapons and her character in general, and her voice and how she presents herself as the game progresses. As she experiences more shit, she becomes that much more badass. You know, she starts the game off, she's all like, "Oh my god!" And then by the time you get at the end of the game, she's all like, you know, "Bring it, bitch!" You know what the fuck I am? I'm Lara fucking Croft. But they did a great job with that. A wonderful adventure game. I truly highly recommend it for people looking for a darker themed game this year. Lots of exploration, lots of wonderful environments, and the voice acting. Every cutscene, I enjoyed every single one of it. Now, of course, the characters are very obvious. Not all the characters are likable. Some of them are really boring. And, of course, you got the one bad guy in the group who betrays. You know, very cliche. You can just play the game in the first 5 minutes. You can tell, okay, he's good, he's bad, he's bad. Very cliche. It's more about the adventure itself. And the adventure is phenomenal. Especially when you get into the end of the game and, you know, you're all decked out. Lara looks like she's fucking taking on the world already. All your weapons are pimped out and shit. And I like the fact that there's not too many weapons. You have simple weapons, okay? And when it comes to exploration, the game, how can I put it, encourages backtracking. You don't have to. It encourages backtracking. So let's talk about what I don't like about the game. The multiplayer is just fucking garbage. There was no point to it. It's garbage. It's beyond slow pace, arrow abuse nonsense. It's garbage. Now let's talk about controls and other shit. Control, I play on a PC, so I can never really negate the controller. They're perfect for me. I play the keyboard and mouse. Felt great. Sound effects, the ambiance was always on point. You know, the music was never exaggerated. The voice acting was always good to me, and enemies always sounded convincing when they're talking amongst each other. Graphically, the game is just great. Like, great. It's so nice. The weather effects are on the money. You really feel like she's in a fucked environment. When you're in an area that's full, you know, sandy, there's sandstorms, you feel like you're in a sandstorm. When you're in a forest, you feel like you're in a forest. The ambiance, from the weather effects to the mellowed out music, to the animals, to the birds in the background, everything feels on point. You really feel like you're on a tropical island. One thing I don't like about the game is, besides the multiplayer, was the optional caves. Now, the only game's true puzzles are these optional caves, which is there's 6 of them, plus one DLC one. And, you know, these act as the game's puzzles. And, you know, reward for completing these puzzles is experience points and a couple weapon parts here and there. I felt they were way too fucking easy. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just too good at puzzles. But I know for a fact that I hate puzzles. And if a guy like me hates puzzles, I'm able to figure out these puzzles like in 2-3 minutes, that's not good. And on top of it, there's only 6 puzzles, plus the DLC one, which pretty much comes free if you buy the game. I was like, okay, you know what? I appreciate the fact they put puzzles in the game to give you that nice little 5 minutes of distraction, but either they could have made the puzzles much harder to the point where I might have had to go online and figure this shit out, or make them easy, but make them longer than 5 minutes. Like, I did the puzzles, and I wasn't satisfied. When I got my little achievement where I beat all the puzzles, I was like, ah, these puzzles were cool, but that's it. Like, they were easy as shit. So, I love the fact that they did such a good job with the game. The multiplayer was not needed whatsoever. I don't see it lasting more than a month or 2. It's ridiculously lame. It's so tacked on. It's bullshit. Like, they took everything about the single player and just cut it in half speed-wise and called it multiplayer. I'm like, really? That's really bad. No, so multiplayer, don't even think about fucking even touching. It's disgusting. But other than that, the game itself is wonderful. I love the fact that it doesn't try to be anything else. It tries to be Tomb Raider. It just took what made Tomb Raider good about, you know, the older games and bring it to modern day era. Pure exploration and adventure. Like I said, simple weapon system, simple upgrade system, but you will love the new Lara, her new physique, her new attitude. She goes from 0 to hero, and when the game ends, it's like you just feel like, wow, like you really did it. You transformed her. Now she's the true Lara Croft that you remember when you played the PS1 version, and you look at that cover and she has humongous tits and shit. You're like, whoa. So I'm going to give the game a 9. It deserves a 9. I got my money's worth. I really feel like it deserves a 9, you know what I'm saying? Despite the fact that it had that shitty fucking multiplayer and the puzzles could have been much better. But, yo, it deserves a 9 because it wasn't short either. It took me 3 days to beat this bitch. And I play like 3-4 hours a day. So that's like, you could do the math. 9 out of 10. Tell me what you guys think about this review. Tell me what you know, what do you like about the game. Catch you guys next video. I'm currently playing BioShock, Infinite. Shit is hot. So next video, peace.